So since I made my first video a week ago, I've been trying to go through some self-therapy and trying to work out something that will help me in thinking a little bit more positive about life and about my life and how I can get through things a little bit more positive, which is the key word, really. What I started to do after reading a lot, listening to a lot of podcasts, I've started to write a gratitude list. So each day I'll write something that I'm thankful for, or something that's made me happy or took me out of the sadness that I've been feeling. So whether that's Netflix, whether that's baking, whether that's doing more pull-ups than I've ever been able to do before, whether that's finishing work or whether it's Friday or the weekend, I've just been writing down what makes me happy and focusing on those things. I'm not sure, well, I know I haven't felt any further happiness from doing this yet, but I think it would be good to maybe reflect on this at a later date and see, oh yes, these things make me happy, and if I can use these as triggers when I'm feeling down, then maybe that's something that I can do moving forwards. Something else I've started is writing letters to people. Again, it's going links to the gratitude, but writing letters to my mother for once, and I'm not actually sending these letters to these people, but writing letters just to thank them for everything they've done for me. So writing letters just to people that have inspired me or changed my way of thinking or done this, and I think it's really helping putting actually pen on paper and thinking and making sure I get my words right. And again, it goes back to the thinking more positive about people, because God knows everybody's got their negatives and things that I dislike or traits that I'm not keen on, but I think it's great to start focus on the positives, and the positives should definitely outweigh the negatives, and I'm hoping this will help. So every time I think of something that's had an impact on my life, I will write to them, whether it's a musician when I was a child, or a close family member, or somebody that I wish I got close to that unfortunately passed away. I'm just writing letters, putting kind words down on paper, and thinking a lot, and just to say thank you to those for the impact they've had, the positive impacts they've had on my life. So I'm going to continue to do that every time I can think of someone, or even in my daily work, if somebody's doing something out of their way for me, I'm going to take time and say thank you to them, because not many people do that, and I can't even remember the last person that did that to me, which is a shame, but I think we need to be more grateful for things, just thank people for their kind words or their kind actions throughout the days. Also, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, so Russell Brand is obviously a great one to start at, and Fern Cotton actually, she makes this podcast called The Happy Place, and I've been listening to it. So she talks to people that have gone through various emotions or various things in the past, and seen how they overcome and got them back to this happy place. And I find some of the stories, and most of the stories, actually quite inspiring. And I know by no means I'm not going through anything really. I'm just having a tough time, and I can't really put my finger on why I'm feeling down, as I addressed in the last video, but I'm trying to find out why I'm starting to feeling down and lonely, because I have done for as long as I remember, and I've got a big family, so there's no reason why I should be feeling down, because every time I do feel down, I'm sure I can pick up the phone to a family member and speak with them, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to take my call, but I don't know, I just get a bit anxious doing that, and so yeah, maybe that's something that I need to take with me and try and just push out my comfort zone to pick up the call and just say, how are you? And I think that goes a long way, doesn't it? So something else that I've tried to do this week is yoga. So I've always wanted to do yoga to get me into that Zen place, that tranquil peace of mind. But I signed up to a class today and I just didn't go. And again, my anxiety took over. So when I'm trying something for the first time, I don't know, I get all this like fear built up inside of me. And for a 28-year-old, I can't believe that I've still got this amount of anxiety for trying something new and trying something different and pushing my comfort zones. Even I was supposed to meet a friend there, I couldn't go. I don't know, there was something preventing me from going, and I'm not too sure why. It's the fear of trying something new and the fear of, I don't know, I feel like I would embarrass myself going. I know it was a beginner's course, so everybody's in the same boat, but I can't put my finger on why I wouldn't want to go in the end. But that's going to be one of my focuses, to try and go as well. I've also noticed over the past week, which I've never really admitted or really thought about, but I really struggle to make eye contact with people, and I don't know what it is, even talking to people at work. So at work I manage around 6 departments and various people in that hotel, but I really struggle to address them with eye contact. Like, it makes me feel anxious, again, going back to anxiety. And again, I don't really know how to overcome that. I've been trying various methods but I don't know. That's one thing that I need to learn and embrace, I think. And again, approaching 30, I'm kind of ashamed that I haven't come any further. I haven't made any further progress since I was young, and I suffer from the same thing. So a few things that I need to overcome, but I think doing these things I've done this week, so the gratitude lists and being thankful, writing letters to people that have had an impact on my life, and it's kind of just documenting things in a positive way instead of focusing on the negatives. I remember keeping a diary as a child, and everything in there was negative, about how my sister annoyed the hell out of me, about how much I hated school, how people called me names, and I was never really open in my diary. It was all kind of fabricated to this. Say, look at social media today. Even my Instagram is fabricated to make people believe that I'm living this perfect life. I've travelled the world, but yet it's not the truth. And that's kind of how my diary was when I was a child. I didn't want, just in case somebody did pick up that diary, in case my mother seen it, I didn't want her to think that I was sad constantly, because I know that would break her heart, and I didn't want that to happen. So yeah, I think little progress has been made in the week. I'm still pushing through. I'm smiling today, obviously with it being Saturday, and the sun is shining outside, so I think there's a lot worse things happening in the world, and at the end of the day, I need to keep that in mind. I'm not going through a hard time compared to a lot of people in this world, so I need to try and focus on the positives, and hopefully these things that I've started this week I can keep up with, and it changes my frame of mind and my thoughts on life, and hopefully it'll get me to a good Zen, tranquil place, which I'm hoping I do. Thank you for watching, anyone that's watching. Like I said, I'm only creating these videos predominantly for myself to review, and I'm hoping that I can look back on these in a couple of years, or hopefully shorter than that, and see that my life has changed, and I've got a more positive outlook on life. And so I don't expect anyone to watch these, but if you do, thank you for watching. And if you need to talk to anyone, if you're going through the same things as me, please drop me a message. I'm more than happy to speak to you. And yeah, thank you very much.